Hey class, I'm going to do some notes on 6.5. So I'm going to show you what I've put down in my journal for 6.5. So this is what it is. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger. Okay. All right. So 6.5 is about assessing normality. So in order to assess normality, we are going to look at the normal quintile plot, which is also called the QQ plot. We're going to use a program called StatCrunch in order to create this QQ plot. You don't have to do it by hand, so that's good. So a normal QQ plot, we are going to do a graph with points X and Y, where X is the value from the original set and Y is the corresponding Z-score that is expected from the standard normal distribution. So it's going to create a graph. And the population distribution is normal if the pattern of the points is reasonably close to a straight line. So I'm going to show you in the book where that is. So that's on page 276. So this is a normal plot. Trying to make it easier to look at. Okay, so this is a pretty normal distribution, right? So we have the XY plots from the QQ plot. This is your X value, this is your Y value, where X is your original data and then Y is your Z-score. And see how it follows a straight line? So that tells us that it is normal. So it's safe to assume that the population has a normal distribution using this QQ plot. Okay. The population is not normal if the points do not lie reasonably close to a straight line. And then also, if the pattern of points is systematic pattern that is not a straight line pattern, then it's not normal. So I'll give you two examples of that. So this is a uniform distribution. And see how this QQ plot kind of does a little wave here? It's not straight. There is a systematic pattern, but it's not straight. So that tells us that this is not normal. We conclude that these sample values are from a population having a distribution that is not normal. That is our summary, our conclusion. Okay, and then look at whenever it's skewed. So we can see that this is skewed right. And when we look at our data points, see how that's not a straight line? We have a bunch of points right here, and then points that kind of stretch along, but it's not a straight line. So that tells us it is not normal. Okay, we are not going to learn how to manually construct these QQ plots. We are going to use StatCrunch in MyMathLab. Okay, so we are going to look at, we already looked at 276, 277, and then we're going to look at a couple of practice problems. So let me look at the problems here. So let's say I look at number 5. So if we look at, this is age of presidents. Here's our QQ plot. So would you say that this is normal? Does it follow on a straight line? What do you think? Yes, it does. So that makes me conclude that the age of presidents, the data, is a normal distribution. Okay, now look at number 6. It's talking about Diet Pepsi. The contents of the can, cola weights, and volume. So let's kind of follow these. So does it follow a straight line or is it more of a systematic pattern? Look. So it's reasonably close to that. It's not following a pattern like that other one is, so this is normal. Okay, now look at 7. Dunkin' Donuts service times. Ooh, I like to have some Dunkin' Donuts. So let's look at these dots. What do you notice about those? It kind of goes up and kind of flattens out, but it doesn't follow a straight line. So let's look at the answer. It says not normal. The points are reasonably close to a straight line pattern, are not normally close. So it's not a straight line pattern. Okay, and then number 8 is tornadoes. The normal quintile plot represents the distance in miles that tornadoes traveled in that data set. So let's look at this. This kind of goes up and then over. So that is not normal either because it does not follow a straight line pattern. Okay, so those are some examples. Now we're going to get on to, let me close this out, some homework. So I'm going to go to the one that, so here is what y'all's homework is looking like. So it's giving you a graph and asking you, is it normal? So sample data from the arrival delay times in minutes of airline flights is given below. Determine whether they appear to be from a population with a normal distribution. Assume that the requirements is loose and since that the population distribution need not be exactly normal, but it must be distributed that is roughly bell-shaped. Must be a distribution that's roughly bell-shaped. Okay, so we're going to look at, here's our data. And then look at this little icon here. We can click that. We're going to open in StatCrunch. Okay, so here is all of our information, all of our data. So we are going to graph this data using a QQ plot. So see how I went to graph and QQ plot? And I want the variable 1. That's the one in that first column. And then I'm going to just compute. Okay, so look at it. Does it look like a straight line or does it look, is it relatively straight? Okay, so let's see. I want to show the completed answer. No, because the histogram of the data is not bell-shaped. There's more than one outlier and the points in the QQ plot do not lie reasonably close to a straight line. So let's see, can we do a histogram on here too? Histogram. Okay. So if you look at the histogram, it's skewed right. And then whenever you look at your QQ plot, this up there, that tells us that it is not normal. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is body mass index of men. We're going to open in StatCrunch again. We can look at the histogram and the QQ plot. So let's look at histogram. Variable 1, compute. Okay. Looks kind of skewed left, doesn't it? It kind of stair steps and then it just falls off. Okay, what do you think? Is it normal? It kind of does look normal. It's pretty straight. So let's look at our answer here. Oh, it gives us a different one whenever I do that. I don't know why. Body mass index of men. Okay, let's make sure that's the same one. So whenever I click show completed problem, it sometimes changes it. Compute. All right. And then do the QQ. All right. So it is skewed a little bit, but this follows a straight line pattern. So yes, the points in the normal QQ plot are reasonably close to a straight line. Okay, so you're going to do this for each one of these problems. This actually gives you generate a normal QQ plot for the data. Choose the correct graph. So we have the data. You're going to open StatCrunch. And we just want to look at the QQ plot on this. Compute. Okay. And then we can look at. So this looks close because see how this one's like a systematic pattern that kind of waves. And then these are dots on top of dots. So that would be the correct one. And then if we look at this, this is a straight line pattern. So that means it's a normal distribution. So the distribution is normal, points are reasonably close to a straight line. Okay, so same thing here. You're still finding the QQ plot. The heights of men listed in the table have a distribution that's approximately normal. So it appears that those heights are normally from a normally distributed population. Complete parts A through C. So we have if 8 inches is added to the height, will it be normally distributed? Okay, so let's look at it in StatCrunch. So it's saying basically add 8 to this data set. If 8 inches is added, 8 inches is added to each height. It's not like Excel. So that's going to move everything just up by 8. And it's moving everything, so then it'll still stay normal. If each height is converted from inches to feet, still the same thing. Are the logarithms of the normal distributions, are they normally distributed? Let's see. We'll have to look at what logarithms. Let's see, question help. Help me solve this. Okay, so each bar is increased by 8 units, okay. The shape is the same, but it's shifted up 8 units to the right. There we go. Sorry. If each height is converted from inches to feet, do units? No, they don't change anything. Oh, I meant to put no. Whoops. Okay, so let's look at, does the log function change its shape? Yes, it does. Okay, so anytime you do the log, it's going to change the shape. So that's why this is a no. Okay, let's move on. And then these are all about just the vocab, dealing with the QQ plots and normal distribution. All right. So that is all I have for you on 6.5. It's pretty short. There are only 13 problems. Make sure to check the lesson plan. I'm working on 6.6 notes as well, and those should be up by Wednesday. All right. So y'all have a great day. See you later.